The US just opened their strategic crypto reserve with assets including ADA, XRP, and Solana. The entire altcoin market cap has been ripping to the upside. In this video, I'm going to show you price prediction callouts that are so spot on accurate, it looks completely impossible. Over the past 2 weeks, we've been waiting inside VIP for this exact moment right here. The time, Friday at 5:30 a.m. Vegas time. That's exactly there at the true altcoin market bottom. From that position, we opened up 8x leverage trades on Kaspa, 10x leverage trades on Solana, and levered up Bitcoin positions as well. How in the world did we know 2 weeks in advance to hold off, sit on our hands? Because part of being an effective trader is you gotta know when not to trade. And then find the exact market bottom to deploy capital for swing trades. We did it with the niche technique we teach inside this VIP group. That technique is connecting central bank monetary policy. They're the ones who put liquidity into circulation into on-chain dynamics. This narrative has been gaining popularity. You'll see crypto creators that I believe have taken my course now starting to talk about quantitative tightening, quantitative easing, FOMC policy. These are the guys who are thinking, I'm cashing out in Q1, Q2, and we've made multiple videos months ago embarrassing them, saying you guys have no idea what you're talking about. You're too honed in on tokenomics, on-chain data, and code. And that worked great during the last cycle because all the monetary policy was full blast coming out of the pandemic. So you didn't have to pay attention to it. It was not a factor, but now it is. This is a whole new market. Starting off with, how did we know the sell-off was going to take place? How do we know to wait on our hands for this dip to the downside? There was a bond auction. This has been scheduled in advance. So as we were looking over this important FOMC document here, the FOMC minutes, which has the summary from the prior meeting in official statement, we looked at the bond auctions and we were saying, okay, they're going to pull $400 billion out of circulation from the overall economy. That's half the size of the altcoin market cap, the total 3 chart. So that's very bearish for these levered up tech companies like altcoins and cryptocurrency. You can see this is where the total 3 chart was, and it dipped down to our fair value. We got this huge rip on the September 18th rate cuts, massive swing trades on that. But then into the December meeting, the Fed said, oh, we're changing from 4 rate cuts to 2. I sold half of my bag right then. That shift in monetary policy changes the fair value of the altcoins. It cuts this massive green candle directly in half, putting us at that fair value level. Fair value is where cryptocurrency has bounced off of twice now. This news from the White House is causing the relief rally that we've been waiting for. And what we see historically, every single time there's massive regulation shift coming from the government, they will strategically, he could have launched that at any time he wanted to, open it with monetary policy that goes in the same direction. So if it's bullish monetary policy like the White House, in 180 days, they're planning on deregulating all of crypto. It just so happens by then, the central banks should have inflation under control, getting ready to halt quantitative tightening and potentially even start quantitative easing, which will be an enormous change in direction for us. Let me give you an example on the total 3 chart of a bearish use of this. So at the peak of the altcoin market cap, you can find that as an FOMC meeting when they raised rates similar to what they did in December. They weren't actually raising, but they were changing that dynamic, raised rates, and they shifted quantitative easing. into quantitative tightening. So that's a double banger. Right here, the White House stepped in and they said, we're unleashing Gary Gensler. We've got to protect retail against themselves. And they started regulating crypto heavily. There was a brief relief rally after that, and then the super crash happened. Everybody blames this on Sam Bankman-Fried, Terra Luna. This was all central bank. The combo shot comes from regulation. Jumping into the Kaspa chart specifically, everyone who watches this channel understands the repeating trendline concept. This works on multiple charts, not just Kaspa, where these trend lines repeat themselves over and over again throughout the chart. This allows us to find price channels and breakouts. Interestingly enough, every one of these downward price channel breakouts, FOMC meeting, and this one that we're in right now has been extremely grueling. This was an FOMC meeting breakout as well. It started at the Bank of Japan carry trade, Kaspa's all-time high, and that exact same repeating trend line that's been happening over and over again all over this chart is still in contact with the candle. We just bounced off of the top of it again. We need to escape this other gravitational field repeating trend line to get out of that downward channel, and Kaspa will then be able to start seeing upside momentum. FOMC meetings have 100% been the catalyst that breaks Kaspa out of these x-axis repeating downward price channels. The White House selected ADA, XRP, and Solana, 3 projects heavily backed by VCs. They're behind closed doors, pulling strings and levers of power, ensuring that their project gets to the front line. While Kaspa's fair launch, it has massive power players behind it, which is a thing of rarity. Marathon Digital mining Kaspa, making that investment, putting the time and effort into it. The KII energy trading out in Europe. Those power players teaming up with a fair launch project is unheard of since Bitcoin. As the development of Kaspa happens, the 10 BPS upgrade in April, the smart contract launching in June, July. This is all coinciding with central bank monetary policy. So as that catalyst takes place on chain, larger events similar to PCE, similar to rate cuts, will be taking place in central bank monetary policy, setting up the perfect storm to really rocket Kaspa to the upside. This is a skill set that you can take anywhere. I learned it through day trading. You set up charts for QQQ and SQQQ based on monetary policy. These ETFs will shift and wax and wane. Applying it to cryptocurrency, we've proven, has been enormously profitable setup. There is no content creators on social media that were able to, 2 weeks in advance, pinpoint the exact market bottom, as using this tactic, method, and strategy takes years to perfect. By joining our VIP group, we've got loads of technical analysis, fundamental on-chain data, as well as this central bank monetary policy expertise. And you can take this everywhere into buying a house even. It's how economy works 101, and it's an absolute must-have. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.